Hello and welcome, Libra, to your reading for the week of, we have August 25th through to the 1st of September. We've made it through Leo season. We have entered Virgo season. At the time I'm recording this, the moon is in the sign of Aries. So there is this 8th house energy that, while Virgo represents our 12th, that subconscious undercurrent involvement, the moon being in the sign of Aries to Virgo is 8th house. So at the start of this week, we might have been coming through a rebirth. Some sort of, as I have opened my Goddess Power Oracle, revelation, which is, there's a 29. So it feels like there might have been some static energy from this full moon where we were releasing a lot. We have Uranus and Taurus. And for us Libras, that is representing our 8th house. A lot of 8th house energy is built into this week for us, just to start things off, to shake it up, to get it going. Starting on Saturn Day, let's get back to the current moment, Libra. I'm way ahead, looking in December. Saturn's in our 6th house of daily life, but the moon is just entering our 8th house. And it feels like, with Uranus there, the depth, the reason, the staying power of our partnerships will absolutely depend on these revelations that we've come through. So I'm going to read this card, Lezi, and then underneath her is Lilith, Independence. Wow. All the cards, they're not very well shuffled, but I feel like they're pertinent. And then Ma'at is representing truth. I feel like I just have to pull these for our reading, Lilith. We're getting the Goddess the Goddess Power Oracle deck. So we have Lezi, Lilith, Ma'at, Mama Kila, and I see Mary, miracles. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful energy, Libra. So starting off with this revelation. So this deck is new for me, but it just feels like this 8th house energy is going to be giving us a wealth of revelations, a wealth of rebirth potentials, of a direction, of a sense of clarity, of a duty and an obligation to commit to what's comfortable, to what feels good to us, to allow for that 2nd house energy natally, traditionally of Taurus, to be our guiding post, to see what it is that life is asking of us, what we want to give to life, and then that middle ground of what feels really yummy, very nutritious. I would say that the static is good. We could charge that up and use it intentionally. So for empowerment, there are moments when synchronicity brings all the elements together for a flash of insight to rise up in you a glorious epiphany. Whatever was not clear becomes crystalline in an instant. It's as if you were able to simultaneously perceive every facet in a diamond. You know without a doubt that you are on the right track as deep understanding sinks into your very soul. In this moment, change and transformation takes place, and a transcendent moment is offered to you as an extraordinary gift. Now is one of those times. The Chinese goddess Lezi, Mother of Lightning, brings revelations into your life with a flash. She gives you this as a result of all the hard work you've put into dismantling your old self and making space for who you want to become. This is a very auspicious time. So let's move into the week, Libra. I see Venus at 23 degrees Virgo, and that's within a not necessarily very direct orb, but it's within shooting range of the South Node and Black Moon Lilith at both 7 degrees. So 6 degrees for the South, for Black Moon Lilith. So our fears around what we've been worthy of receiving, it's just getting pinged. We are saying, I deserve to have something that feels really auspicious every day. I deserve that comfort. I reserve myself for that which is enlightening me, that which is giving me that reciprocity back, and I'm letting go of the things that maybe don't fill me up. They don't give me that sense of energetic recharge, support, validation, credibility even. So there are certain things that we've been investing in, certain things that we need to claim our independence from. But one thing that I'm realizing is that there are levels, there are layers to this. And I see that with our ruling planet Venus being at 23 degrees. So it's forming an aspect to Chiron. Let's see exactly what it is. Quincunx. It's not easy, but we're getting our head around this knowledge, this wherewithal. This is the highest vibration of the mercurial energy of a 5-degree. So because they spoke to facets and we're reclaiming our independence, I want to see what the Wild Unknown Archetypes have to say about believing in the love more than we have to believe in the division. You know, if there are certain people who would will you out of their life, I sense that by Virgo season, they're going to come to see things in your perspective. There are people who would rather hide away from growing, shifting, changing, rather to embrace their own offering that they promised before they incarnated to make. So the revelation, I think, especially with Lilith and this independence card, is that you are burning brightly. You're not burning at both ends. And I sense that in reclaiming your independence and shining as this light, and just continue seeding your intentions. As the sun hits 1 degree Virgo, for us Libras, we're coming close to God. That is our solar 12th house. So for my Libra risings, this is your actual 12th house transit. And you're starting to communicate your intuition, your intuitive abilities. We have the eternal child. So there might be a need to shine constantly and consistently through this Virgo season. And I sense that with truth, there's a level of truth to this eternal child. This maybe the secrets to eternal youth that some of us Libras are willing to finally open up and unlock deeper portals to, the mystic, with Mama Kila or the moon. And then for the Revelation card and the Mary Miracles, I'll get a card from the Sacred Symbols deck. So Saturday, Saturn is at 17 degrees, Moon is at 0 degrees Taurus. So there's this echo of the earth element. We're going to have Pluto actually retrograde into the sign of Capricorn. I have transmute for Revelation. And it feels like with that dragon, there is something that needs to work itself through our system. This electrical current of potential, of possibility, of belief in achieving and attaining something that hasn't yet been perceived before. And protection with Mary and Miracles. I love this. So let's see what these cards have to say. The Jewish goddess Lilith refused to be dominated by the first man, and as a result was called a demon in stories about her that followed. And Black Moon Lilith is at 6 degrees, our ruling energy of that 6, that receptivity. These inaccurate and damaging stories are so old and repeated so often that no one recognizes how pervasive their implications are. From another perspective, Lilith offers this lesson. No one can prevent you from fully blooming, from learning all you can, from evolving and choosing freedom. Only your conditioned thinking can do that. Be proud, be accountable, claim your power, and hold it wisely. Right now, you are in an excellent position to attract healthy, interdependent, collaborative relationships that truly serve the highest good. Friendships flourish with mutual respect and support. Love relationships bloom with ample space for both parties to grow. Business ventures thrive in service to the greater good. The goddess Lilith wants to show you the way to claim a healthy self-worth and self-respect by refusing to let your old stories keep you down. You will be amazed at how deep, meaningful, and respectful your experience becomes in all areas of your life when you make choices from a place of empowered independence. And then I want to read the alignment message just because Lilith is in our sign. Do you sometimes fear being independent? You may have been conditioned to believe the only way to have close relationships is to become enmeshed and entangled with others? Do you long for independence and breathing space, yet fear reprisal should you choose to detach from unhealthy companions or situations? You'll need courage for the alignment task Lilith asks of you. Walk away and establish a more empowered sense of self by saying no to these relationships that drain your very life force. Sometimes people attract drama into their lives to avoid accountability. Enabling this dynamic helps you avoid the responsibility that's required when you have no one else to blame for the conditions of your life. Other people's chaos becomes a smokescreen that muddies the real truth. Deep down, you're afraid of the consequences of taking charge of your life. However, all is not lost. You would not be here reading these words if you weren't ready or strong enough to make these changes. You are up-leveling your life. Lilith is beside you to lend you the strength and courage to do the right thing for yourself and others. So the flame came up with Lilith, and I want to see what that has to say, because she's a goddess and she just got a bad rep because of maybe translation error, old wives' tales. She refused to be dominated by the first man, and as a result was called a demon in the stories about her that followed. So maybe there's something that in your life you're having to up-level how you see yourself, because other people want to condemn you. They want to crucify you. They want to give you the write-off. They want to tell you to go away. They want to tell you you're not welcome here anymore. Bye-bye. Have fun elsewhere. But you are glowing as this truth and eternal child. And there needs to be some distancing. Maybe even this flame, this energy of the flame can actually help you to get clear on what it is that you need to expect, and maybe even back away from in these relationships, in these agreements. The fire, the spark, and the glimmer. In Sanskrit, the word for fire is Agni. The ancient yogis saw this flame at the center of the abdomen and believed it to be responsible for our vitality. When it is lit, we are connected to our purpose and sense that life is a sacred gift. It is said that those who cannot see the sacred ground around them have let their inner flame go out. Think of this card as a call to reignite that fire, to cup your hands gently around those things you've forgotten, and protect the flame no matter how harshly the winds around you blow. It could be an inner archetype that begs you to light its wick. It's likely that the poet, the mystic, or the shaman would call to you with the language of the flame. We did get the mystic. So when light, health, mental clarity, good digestion. When dark, excess heat and anger, complete darkness. So it would almost be like this misinterpretation of Lilith, and we need to protect this energy. I'm very clear on transmuting this energy of maybe believing that anger is the only real emotion that's being felt. That's a secondary emotion. It's not a, there's something deeper that needs to be unearthed. So with Ma'at and the eternal child, let's go deep, Libra. I think the truth will be known. By the end of Virgo season, the truth will be known about your expectations, your high standards, low expectations, and maybe some people who are beneath your low expectations, like people who you want to see come up to your level, and they were writing you off as this demon, and they were chastising you maybe behind your back because there's the sun now entering the 12th house. And this is going to get massaged out because the divine is showing us, hey, I'm here. I'm going to help you to better express these revelations. You're going to transmute these. We're gonna dial it into gear. So let's see, Ma'at. There is great power in telling the truth and allowing it to lead you to higher ground. It's only when we refuse to see the reality of a situation that we lose our power to co-create for the highest good. The Egyptian goddess Ma'at comes to remind you that if you are willing to do a fearless self-inventory and live authentically with rigorous honesty, it will lead you to great success in all areas of your life. Being completely transparent with others, although it may first feel too vulnerable, is exactly what you need to do now. When you do this, you will be flooded with the power to claim and experience a new freedom and a new happiness that will pour over you like wild, sweet honey. Your life is exactly where it needs to be. This is a wonderful time of empowered choice making. You are doing all the right things if you follow the invitation of Ma'at to live fearlessly in truth. As the arbiter of balance and divine order, she reminds you of the great value of this way of being. Love it. And the eternal child, it speaks to like the Hollywood sunshine culture, this need, I think, to be always pleasing. And I feel like that's kind of what came up with this Revelation, Lilith, and Independence card. There was a need formally within us to always be pleasing, but Black Moon Lilith moving through our sign is actually saying, no, it's time to be independent and to be sovereign, but to also not be dominated by judgmental, masculine energies that would seek to control our expression. When really we have invaluable insight, we have invaluable gems, we are a goddess, as Lilith is combing through our sign and she's allowing for us to manifest a greater potential, a greater energy, as the South Node is kind of cleansing us of outdated ways of experiencing our reflection in a symmetrical, safe, sacred way. I'm going to read the Eternal Child. The child of joy, the inner child. The eternal child is connected to the timeless, ageless, and infinite aspects of life. It's radiant and fearless and seeks joy above all else and at any cost. It struggles being bound to an aging body with physical limitations in a world that demands attention to detail and logistics. The eternal child wants to nix all rules and responsibilities and go beyond what others say is possible. It wants to return with plenty of friends to the land of the free, where divine wine and creativity pour from the earth and sky. We all want to sip from the well of eternal youth, and this makes the eternal child naturally popular, perhaps even famous. It reminds us of what is possible, what is magical about this precious life. And Ma'at is saying, like, now is go time. Now is time to believe in yourself and love every part of you. When light, joyful, playful, accepts all, is magic. When dark, addicted, selfish, adrift, and burns out. So, this archetype is so spirited that when its appetite for life isn't satiated, it seeks spirits and substance elsewhere. The eternal child struggles with addictions of all varieties. Celebrity culture is based heavily on this archetype, as is the phrase, live hard, die young, series of artists and musicians who died at 27. So I was listening to an interview, and this doctor said that by 30, our ancient prehistoric ancestors were dead. They were not able to live beyond that Saturn return, really. The influence of Saturn was so strong that you had to repopulate by like 13, 14, and then you were midlife by about 13 years old. So there was like a lot of lack and limitation perceived around our ability to hold this vibration of joy and youth, because we were constantly in a state of fight or flight, survival. Let's see what the mystic and Mama Kila have to say. And I want to check out more days of the week. Sunday, the sun's at 2 degrees Virgo, so our feelings on reality are going to be up for assessment. And I see with the eternal child, I want to look to Leo. Mercury is going to be retrograde at 22 degrees Leo. So I don't have my Inside Degrees book, but that is just a breakdown to break through as far as our heart is concerned around what was giving us joy, maybe addictions that we've had, maybe a willingness to experience the truth of our potential, of ourself, of being balanced, of feeling like we are co-creators, co-conspirators, and evolving our timelines and not just staying stagnant. So I do want to read the alignment message of Ma'at. The law of karma states that everything comes into balance sooner or later, so trust that in the greater story of your life, all wrongs will get righted. The goddess Ma'at appears with her scales of justice, Libra, to remind you that you are seeing only one moment in time. The balance of events tips both ways until it comes into coherence with the harmony of the universe. Regardless of this natural rebalancing, it's time to speak up if you see injustice in your world. So that eternal child, your heart, is going to understand completely on Sunday where there might be injustice, where there might be imbalance, or you might have already had that experience, and on Sunday you're starting to feel the ripples of what you've done to either speak up or not. Ma'at says in order for you to truly be free, everyone must be free. She offers you the alignment task of considering where you may have hurt someone else and how your unconscious projection of how the world should be may have set you up for a transgression, even if you were innocent. This is a time of great unraveling, and nothing meaningful will be accomplished without some effort. Another message for you now is to see behind the words of others, especially when you feel they may be withholding truth or acting without awareness. It's important not to enable this. Tell the truth with as much love as you can, even though denial may be swept away in an awkward moment and everyone feels exposed. It's an important way to move forward with compassion. The goddess Ma'at reminds you that she is a champion for those willing to course correct and gives you her full support. Wow. So, telling the truth, being led to higher ground, living fearlessly in your truth, balance and divine order. And then that followed by the moon and the mystic. So now we got to look at Moon Day. Wow, Libra, this is a long reading. I'm going to have to edit this down. Okay, on Moon Day, we have the moon at the end of Taurus, so it's going to go from, and of course I'm like way ahead. Let me go back a couple hours. Okay, good. All right. So the moon will cross over into Gemini on Monday, and we're going to have some experience of maybe further hiccups because Mercury will be at its stationed retrograde degree of 21 degrees Taurus. That's when it entered shadow, and it went retrograde at 4 degrees Virgo. So now it's in that station direct degree almost. It'll be there for quite some time. Let's see. On the 1st, so it'll be there for about 5 days. Mercury's going to slow all the way down, and the moon will be in the sign of Mercury. So we have the moon and the mystic. Mama Kila, the Incan goddess of the moon, presides over the power of cycles and seasons. The moon rules the night sky, returning full 13 times in a year. The ancients marked time by the moon to know when to plant, when to harvest, when to store food, and when to celebrate fertility. Right now, you are invited to see what is familiar and decide whether you need to improve on it or leave things as they are. Answer to your inquiry can be found in the timing of things in the cycle you're in. You can apply the idea of natural cycles to relationships, creative projects, personal growth, and more. If you are honest with yourself, you will see there is no way to control these cycles, only to use the creative energy they offer to help you. If your relationship is unclear, yet brimming with potential, you might turn to the new moon energy that shows up in the spring cycle of life. If, in that case, you just need to allow the relationship to grow naturally and be clear on your intentions. When your outer world seems to be slowing down, Mercury, the obstacle rising up and temporarily blocking your every move, do not put up a resistance. For those, instead, take advantage of the need to rest and recalibrate your intentions as you wait for the cycle to change. No matter what, like the cycles of the moon, there is divine order in everything that's happening in your life right now. Once you know this, the goddess Mama Kila welcomes you to her divine moon dance of co-creation. And alignment message. Sometimes you feel out of sync with life, frustrated that the universe isn't providing you with what you desire. Do you want what you want exactly how and when you want it, and feel like the great goddess is ignoring you? You may be wanting something to happen faster than it's meant to occur. Remember, the conditions of your life are temporal and ever-changing. Maybe you've just been unaware of the cycle you're in, and so you've been missing the signals. The moon goddess Mama Kila knows the cycles intimately, and she'll let you know when it's time for the next phase. And then we have the moth with this mystic card. Let me finish the card. Mama Kila is always on track with the cycles of creation, and you must trust this wisdom. Her alignment task for you is to recognize and work with the natural cycle you're in. You will be amazed as alignment with the rhythm of the universe allows you to once again co-create consciously and surrender to life on life's terms. What a beautiful dance when Mama Kila offers you her support. So this moth, we know that with the sacred, let's pull a second card of clarification, Sacred Symbols Oracle, that this means you're going to get a message. And it's coming from divine masculine energy. Love that so much. That's like a non-judgmental approach to whatever it is that you're working on and creating. So maybe if it's been slow, on Moon Day, the 26th of August, we'll see things kind of pick up their pace. So the mystic in the Wild Unknown Archetype. Hmm. 103. The seeker, the light worker, and the dreamer. The mystic is often misunderstood in our culture, depicted as a wandering or light-hearted daydreamer. Yet, like Shiva, the true mystic plays a critical role in society, remaining fearlessly dedicated to the path of transformation. In order to save the earth from darkness, Shiva swallows the poison of the world and holds it in his throat, slowly transmuting the liquid into nectar. I love that. The poison of maybe whatever was the transgression is becoming a nectar. This is the work of the mystic. They do not fear darkness, but rather sit in it, because look, Lilith has us with the flame. We don't have to be afraid of the dark because we've been cultivating an inner fire, so we're never alone. The mystic is patient and prudent changemaker, seeking growth above all else. Unanswerable questions are the mystic's lifeblood. The mystic revels in mystery and the great riddle of life, dancing with the forces of light and dark upon its wings. When light, remover of darkness, a visionary and ageless, that eternal child that we got. When dark, expects results, seeks attention and recognition. So, like any light worker, the mystic must build a relationship with fire. This begins by awakening the inner flame or tapas within. So as long as we're moving from a place of independence and clearing the record with our truth, I think that we're in alignment for the miracles and the protection that is absolutely for us. So let's see what Mary has to say. Mary, Mother of Miracles, has come to celebrate with you today. She is here to remind you of all the amazing wonders that are everywhere in your life right now. Look around you, especially at all the synchronistic events that have already taken place. Ever since you were born, events and opportunities have come together to support you, guide you, show you love, and present the world as you see it. Look closely and see the hand of the divine working on your behalf. You are a powerful co-creator, and so you are responsible and accountable for the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that you seed your field of dreams. Remember, miracles are uncanny evidence that from the invisible world, life springs into form without any reasonable cause for the effect. Mary gave birth as the great goddess was shown to do long before the Christian myth of Mary became real. She too proved herself to be the very essence of creation itself. In this moment, Mary reminds you of those miracles that you too can call into being. You don't need a cause or any evidential fact or calculation to believe, and then see miracles rise up in the conditions of your life. When Mary appears, you are reminded that you will never run out of miracles. So you gotta just believe, Libra. The long and short. Mindset is big. This is a moment this is for the people who need to come into alignment. This is a moment where opportunity will allow for you to turn things around, and it begins with your thinking. So you have the power of Mary, the Mother of Miracles, running through your veins. She did not see the seed of man from outside her to give birth to a miracle. She did not need the seed of that to create the divine masculine that was Christ. In the same way, you don't need your outer world to change first. You don't need someone to rescue you, love you, or take you away. You are the one you've been waiting for. You need only choose how you will respond to your current reality and focus on a day at a time in service to the miracle of life. What is for you has its own divine timetable. Your alignment task is to remember that. So with protection, our final card of this very, very detailed reading that's not really going into the astrology, I'll just check to see when, wow, Mercury day, Mercury's at 21 degrees Leo, still there. Moon's in Cancer. Jupiter day, Jupiter is in Gemini at 9, is at 18 degrees. And I'll go longer into this with the week ahead. Venus day, Venus will be at 0 degrees Libra. Oh my gosh, amazing. The 31st will be, I'm gonna just call, this will be till the 31st. We'll look at the 1st just because I said we would. Saturn day, Saturn is at 16 degrees Pisces. And Sunday, the sun's at 9 degrees Virgo. So that's our Mars ruled opposite, and Mars will be at 27 degrees Gemini. So Sunday, September 1st, Pluto retrogrades into Capricorn, and it's going to be time to take action on our legacy, on the miracles that we're absolutely protected in, moving forward in. Let's see what it has to say though. Oh, this is the first card. So it's about how we love ourselves is going to be, we're going to take actions to do a better job at that, to feel really good about how much we're loving ourselves. And the South Node is at 6 degrees in Black Moon Lilith. They basically kind of pass each other on the first. To allow for this intuitive knowing, this intuitively driven receptivity to take a step up, and for us to start, I think, being seen in our world. That 9 degrees is like the actions we take are going to be so in alignment with the goddess, with the divine, with this flame that we have kindling within us, and this protection. You are protected. You are safe in all matters of body, mind, and spirit. Your highest guidance has you covered on all fronts. Do not delay in moving forward. If inquiring about a relationship, situation, or how to proceed, please take this as a sign that you are taken care of and harm to none will be had. Meditate on this symbol when you feel like you need to strengthen your energy. Libra. I feel like there's a lot of change ahead. I know personally in my life, I'm dealing with a lot of these similar things of like, no, I'm in the right. I promise you I'm in the right. And people are so convinced of their reality. It's so fixed for them because we are bringing this Lilith energy to society. It's on our sun. People can see that. And as the sun is coming through our 12th house, I think our radiance is kind of growing. Like the momentum that we have for whatever projects we're working on. I want to look at Venus. Venus moving into our sign and being at 3 degrees by the time at the end of the week. The timing on this is just saying that we're going to have a lot more value around what we said. What we said and what came up and what kind of exploded with this full moon. And as we comb through this energy with Mars getting up to 27 degrees Gemini and Mercury being retrograde. Oh, look at that. Mercury stations direct on Sunday, September 1st. So yeah, on Jupiter Day, it's going to station direct. So we have movement as far as our thoughts are concerned, and with both Jupiter and Mars in the sign of Gemini, this mercurial energy is going to actually give us a level up of our intuition, how much we're willing to trust it, how much we're willing to trust ourselves and these intuitive ideas that we've been having, that we've been bridging in our community, to actually lift the bridge and move it, to have it go to a new place. It's sort of like those stairs in the Harry Potter series. So Libra, I will leave you all with this. Have an amazing week. Trust in your intuition. Allow for the messages to guide you into a deeper synergy with your heart and belief in yourself, and understanding that it's our time. It's our time to shine, that we're glowing up. We're reclaiming our independence, but we're also holding the flame. We're protecting it because we know what's worth it, and we know what's balanced in our relationships, and we're moving from that place. Until next time, aloha.